How's it going, Mets and overall baseball fans? Folks, there is a God after all. And obviously, I'm joking here because the Metropolitans snapped their 7-game losing skid finally as they defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates by a final score of 5-1 today. They take game 2 in a 3-game set there in Pittsburgh against those Pirates and look for the series victory tomorrow with Carlos Carrasco on the bump. If you're wondering why I didn't come out with a video or stream earlier right after the conclusion of today's game, that's because I had a long hike today out of town, as you guys can see, enjoying the beautiful weather outside right now. And I will be in attendance for a baseball game tomorrow, but it will not be the Metropolitans. It will be the Baltimore Orioles. First time in Camden. Really, really excited to get that experience at that historic ballpark. So I'll be sharing that with you guys along with sharing my recap after that Mets game regardless. But let's talk about this Mets game that happened today because, again, you had Kodai Senga on the bump looking for a bounce-back outing and looking for his first solid outing on the road this year. Because let's face it, Kodai Senga to this point has been Jekyll and Hyde at home, aside from that Rocky start on normal rest, which again, I'll give it to him. It was on normal rest still, so I'm not surprised that he was struggling a little bit there, still trying to get acclimated from Japan. At home, however, has been stellar for the most part. On the road, not so much. Has been giving up walks galore and has been giving up some hard contact. Today was not the case for Kodai Senga. Yes, he gave up walks 4, however, 6 strikeouts. A lot of swings and miss on the Ghost Fork. 7 innings of 0 earned run ball. There was only 1 unearned run charged to him because the Mets defense tried their best efforts to make the Mets lose this ball game again, as they ended up having not 1, not 2, but 3 separate errors thanks to Luis Gourmet bobbling a ball there around second, which was so frustrating. Mark Canha bobbling the ball, couldn't handle one there around first base as well. So the Mets, again, for another consecutive night, had their infield miscues. An infield that has been so sharp for them throughout the season has had a boatload of errors, costly errors like Lindor's yesterday that spiraled downward for the Mets team before they even knew it in their 14-7 loss yesterday. But point stands, even though the infield defense wasn't in the Mets' favor again, Kodai Senga was able to fight that adversity best. And I would even argue that out of all the dominant starts that we've seen from Kodai Senga this year, this might just be the best yet. Not on pure dominance, but facing adversity and overcoming it. It's a lot to deal with 4 walks that you create yourself and dealing with, jams thanks to errors on your infield that your defense didn't give you any help, and you come out with no earned runs, really coming out unscathed aside from the 1 unearned run. So Kodai Senga's 7 innings of unearned run ball. You absolutely love to see that. His season ERA now is at around 3. But let's get into the production that was positive defensively, and that was Brandon Nimmo, as all you guys saw. He didn't have 1, but 2 phenomenal catches there on, I think it was Connor Joe, right, for the Pirates. First one could have easily been a bases clearing double all the way down there at center if it wasn't going over the wall, but Nimmo robs him, makes the catch, an absolutely massive catch. Brandon Nimmo continues to be one of the best overall center fielders in the game of baseball right now. Then he makes a second diving catch on Joe as well, in between left and center. Beautiful dive. Again, we saw the jump, then we saw the dive. He is doing it all, and Brandon Nimmo had it with the bat today too. He got the run production start, had an RBI single that drove in Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham continues to have hard contact and barreling baseballs. He has been red hot over the past 2 weeks for the Metropolitans, batting around 400, having around a 400 OBP, and overall with his OPS easily over 1,000. He has been killing it over the past 2 weeks. He has, I think, at least 12 or 13 runs scored during that span. He's really, really doing well. So Tommy Pham, shout out to you for proving a lot of doubters wrong and thriving in this somewhat limited role there in left field and at DH every now and then. So Pham's been barreling baseballs left and right, and the guy that he's usually splitting time with, that being in Mark Canha and left. Canha gets a start at first base today, which we're going to continue to see on and off, splitting time between Vientos there as well. When Vientos gets some reps at first base with Alonso out, Mark Canha didn't have 1, but 2 RBI doubles. He had 3 RBIs on the day. The first RBI double was a 2 RBI double. The second one was just a lone RBI. 2 extra base hits for Mark Canha, Canha Corn, Clutch Canha, however you want to call him. You'll love to see it, folks. And then after Kodai Senga goes with his 7, you get a scoreless inning from Robertson in the 8th. You get a scoreless from Ottavino in the 9th, and that's how the Mets ultimately secure the victory again by a final score of 5-1. But the biggest thing of all, guys, and again, don't tell Buster Only this, Francisco Alvarez hitting an 8th eighth inning bomb off of, yes, Colin Holderman, the former Met. So as much as I would still like Holderman on this team right now, in hindsight, and that Vogelback deal, if there's one thing we can be happy about, it's Francisco Alvarez staying on an absolute tear. He is second on the team in home runs right now. He is on pace for 1 billion home runs. He is so good. We love this man. He's 21 years of age, and he continues to barrel baseballs like no tomorrow every single game. Shout out to my good friend Jolly Olive, who did a 10 to win 100+ parlay today, and he had Mets money line, Kodai Senga to get 5 strikeouts, and Francisco Alvarez to get a home run. It all hit. Shout out to you, Jolly, if you're watching this. But guys, Mets fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, the Mets have a lot more digging and a lot more finding that they need to do. They need to get some external options for the pen. We know that they have a lot more moves that still need to be had internally, externally, get this team right. But one thing is certain, at least, they snapped their 7-game lose streak, and hopefully this is a start of something good to come for this Metropolitan club. So again, guys, let me know your raw reactions in the comments below. How are you feeling after the Mets win by a final score of 5-1? And how are you feeling heading into the series finale tomorrow against one of the best young pitchers in the NL, that being in Mitch Keller, who of course famously known for ending Marte's regular season last year. Yes, we all knew how that happened. Kind of derailed the Mets in the final month of baseball last year, but I digress. Mitch Keller is off to a great start to the season, almost halfway through now, facing off against Carlos Carrasco, is hoping to have another solid outing. Let me know your predictions for that. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Mets win by a final score of 5-1. Hopefully they get the series dub tomorrow. But until then, have a great rest of your night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. And this is Wardy signing out. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace.